Ray TV, the place where we journey to explore the cross and intersection between your humanity and your divinity, where we talk about all things mindset, transformation, and spirituality. So let's dive in. Hello, 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 Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls, this is Rachael Alexander, artist and Mosaic Soul mentor, aka spiritual teacher and transformational mindset coach. So let's talk about this topic. I'm super stoked about this. We're going to be diving into 4 pillar steps that really will help you to make 2021 an amazing year for yourself. So if you're joining me live, feel free to say hi in the chat and welcome back. It's been an awesome holiday season and we're moving into the new year. I hope December has been as transformational for you as it has been for me. And I'm super excited to talk about this content. Really quickly, the whole purpose of Divine Daily Coaching is to give you support in creating lasting transformation in your life, career, and or business. And so I will be coming on here live, sharing a topic, and then opening the floor for questions after I share. So feel free to say hi if you're live with me. So let's dive into this how to have a kick-ass 2021, man. Okay, so the first pillar is, right, well, I first wanted to just say that for many people, 2020 was a really very interesting and hectic year for many people who are sort of caught up in the humaning aspect of life and just in the day-to-day issues that came up. Hello, welcome, Hetep, Hetep Julius, welcome Cherokee, welcome back. So 2020 was definitely a year of a lot of expansion, a lot of just a lot of different moving pieces, a lot of unknown uncertainty. And usually us as humans, we don't really like change, right? So when there's change in this, we tend to not want that to happen, which is totally normal and a totally natural response to life, right? But how do you make 2021 a really great year, right? So the first step is really first taking self-inventory, right? Welcome, Miss Lysandra. Welcome back. The first step is really taking inventory, self-inventory. And this basically is self-reflection, right? You know, I'm like the queen of getting into that inner world and getting into your emotions and your mindset. And so really it's about discovering where you are right now and what you've sort of previously accomplished in the past. And then we're going to move into where you want to be, right? So the first step is really to discover like where you are and where you came from, right? So here are like 3 questions that you can ask yourself when taking self-inventory. And I definitely invite you to write these questions down in a journal and or cop the, I have a free alignment starter kit. I think it's the first and or second link in the description box below. So you can check that out. Well, I'll talk a little bit more about it because it's more about step 2. But step 1, self-inventory questions, right? I'm looking down at my notes as also. So what went right in 2021, right? So that's question number 1. Not 2021, what went right in 2020, right? So we're reflecting on our past year. And the reason why we're doing this is that we want to start to create positive neural pathways, right? When we constantly look at our past and berate ourselves for our past decisions or past judgments, and we constantly look at the things that are going wrong in our lives, right? We continually recreate it. And you know how I talk about all of that, right? Hold on, let me check. Okay, sorry. It's a little hot in here, got my heater on. So the first question is asking yourself, what went right in 2020? Focus on what you felt went really well in 2020, right? The second question is, what was your biggest moment of growth, right? So when 2020 occurred, what were those big moments or big moment of growth? Where did you really feel growth in? It could be a specific area in your life, like health, wellness, your business or career or relationships or whatever, right? Those are usually the main 3: health, business, or career and relationships, right? So what was your biggest moment of growth, right? And then the third question that you can ask yourself is, what theme word or word would you give 2020? As this is all part of that self-reflection piece, right? So what theme word would you give 2020 as its role in your life, right? So 2020 was a year of blank for you, right? You could say 2020 was a year of growth for me. It was a year of expansion. It was a year of self-love. It was a year of self-care. It was a year of pursuing my passions. It was a year of connecting with others, right? Like, what was, your theme word that you would put for 2021? And the reason why we're doing this is we're focusing on the positive, right? We're not focusing on all the crap that went wrong here. We're talking about all the things that went right? Because we want to create some of those positive neural pathways in our minds so that we can start to condition our minds to look at all the things that are going right in our lives, right? And this is also part of that gratitude pattern thing that I talked about before. Okay, so that's determining where you were, right, and where you are. So let's talk about like where you are, right? And this is what I like to call the alignment map, right? So I created something called the alignment starter kit, alignment map in my own business that I help my clients walk through. And it's basically a process to help you get from where you are to where you want to be, and help you get out of people pleasing, get out of perfectionism, get out of self-doubt and second guessing and all that stuff, and really step into your power as the divine being that you truly are, right? So the one of the aspects of sort of the alignment map is determining where you want to be, right? So discovering what your desires are. So this is step number 2. What are your current desires moving forward, right? And I want you to look at 7 different areas in your life for where do you want to be in your life, right? So what you're going to do is, and you can check out the link in the description box below to grab my alignment starter kit, right? Because I give you questions and bullet points and like exercises that you can it's a free starter kit, right? So you can dive into these questions more in depth, right? And go through some exercises, right? But the 7 areas that you're going to be looking at is your environment, lifestyle and environment, fun, creativity, and passions, right? Your spirituality and personal growth, your love and relationships, and then you can kind of break that down into your significant other or partner and your friends and family, and then your physical health and well-being, and then you're going to talk about your business and career, and then money and finances, right? So those are the 7 areas that you're going to be looking at, right? So you want to sort of take inventory, like I talked about, asking some of those questions and see like where you are. If you gave it a scale on a 1 to 10, 10 being I love this aspect of my life, this part of my life is going amazing, and sort of tallying up where you are now. And then the second aspect of it is then diving deep into where you want to be, right? And sort of moving from that scale, giving yourself, like if you were a 5 in love and relationships, or you were a 4 in fun and creativity, then maybe you really want to get to a 7 or 8 in fun and creativity and passions, right? And that's step number 2, right? Determining what your desires are, right? And then step number 3 is to take action, right? So now that you know where you are, where you came from, where you are now, and where you want to be, now it's starting to reverse engineer where you want to be in these areas of your life, right? And seeing, like, let's reverse engineer. If I know that I want to be, I'm currently a 4 in fun, creativity, and exploration or whatever, and for exploring my passions, and I want to get to a 7 or 8, then I know that the activities that I need to be doing are, maybe I need to set more time for play, right? Playing more in my own backyard, or getting out and gardening, or, really sitting down and writing because I really love to write, or really whatever, doing more of your whatever, right? And so you start to reverse engineer your action plans to get to where you want to be, right? So that's step number 3. Let's quickly do a recap. Let me know if this is resonating with you. But this is how you really start to have a kick-ass year. So step 1, self-inventory, really determining where you are, right? Step 2 is where you want to be. And that's really determining what your desires are for the future. If you're joining me live, feel free to say hi. Step 3 is action. Take action, right? So there's no point in knowing all this if you don't actually implement it into your life, right? So if you notice that you really struggle with relationships this year, right? This was definitely a trying year for many relationships for many people, right? And let's say that you were a 2 on the relationship scale, right? And you really want to get to at least a 5 or 6, right? And maybe you feel like in order to get to a 5 or 6, you really have to work on setting healthy boundaries, right? Or really learning how to communicate without being resentful, or whatever it is that you need to work on, right? Then you would know that, okay, this is my action steps. I need to set healthy boundaries. I need to XYZ, XYZ. I hope that makes sense, okay? And then step number 4 is to get support, okay? Don't do this alone, right? Everyone needs support. It's kind of funny that we live in a society where perfectionism is sort of the thing where, we don't really believe that, like, if we get help from other people that we're weak, or that we, are sort of flawed or whatever, or we're broken and we need to be fixed. None of that is the case, right? We're all here for the journey. We're all here for growth and expansion. We're all here to become our true divine selves, right? And so part of that is recognizing that no one who's accomplished anything worth their salt in nature, right, has done it on their own, right? Everybody has gotten support, right? If you think about, the big people that maybe you admire, these are not necessarily my people, but I'm thinking of big names like people like Oprah, or people like Beyonce, or people like, Tony Robbins, or other people in the world, right, who have done amazing things and have impacted lots of lives. Not saying that everybody has that same path, right? But everybody has gotten a coach one way or another, right? Whether it was LeBron James or, right? Like, everybody has a coach, right? Because you can't necessarily, and not saying that you need a coach, right? But getting some type of support is really going to help you accelerate where you want to be, right? Because there's a difference between knowing something and actually doing it, and being accountable, being held accountable for creating momentum in your life, right? So I've hired coaches for over 10 years in my life, right? And they've always helped me. I remember the first coach I hired was someone who helped me really get clear on my goals and stuff like that. I think I was like 21 when I hired my first coach, and it really helped me get clear and on some of my patterns and things like that, right? And so what a coach or a support system will do for you is give you the tools and techniques to not only give you insight, right, but also give you a game plan. And then the fourth piece is really giving you, the third piece is really giving you that accountability and sort of that sounding board and feedback that you get from accelerating to where you want to be in whatever area that is in your life, right? So if you are someone who is wanting to improve your relationships, then, and you know that you suck at communication with your loved one, or then see if you can get into a support system or a program, or hiring a relationship coach, right? If you are someone who struggles with health and well-being, then hiring a health coach would be something that you want to do, right? So think about where you are and then where you want to be, and how to fast track that is by getting support, right? So that's the fourth aspect of, I'll come back to you, Ms. Cherokee. That's the fourth aspect of how to make 2021 a kick-ass year, right? Okay, so really quick recap. Let's go back over what I just said, and then I'll open the floor for questions and comments. Step 1, self-inventory, self-reflection, determining where you are. Step 2, desires, where you want to be, right? Getting clear on what that looks like in those 7 areas that I gave you before, which was environment, fun, creativity, passions, spirituality and personal growth, love and relationships, physical health and well-being, business, career, money, finances, okay? And then third piece is take action. Start reverse engineering from where you are to where you want to be, right? And then fourth, get support. Don't do this ish alone. Don't do this shit alone, okay? Like, you don't have to do it alone, especially nowadays, right? Like, get support to help you fast track from where you are to where you want to be, right? Okay, so now that I've gone over that, feel free to ask me any questions that you have in regards to what I shared. And yeah, I'm going to take a sip of water really quickly and then I'll get to the comments. Okay. It's Cherokee. Feel free to post any questions that you have in regards to the information that I shared, or just in regards to life in general, something that you're struggling with that you want clarity or help on. True, I remember asking for or receiving help. That is because society promotes separation and every man for himself, but I've learned we are here to learn from and help each other, right? I truly believe that too. And I have to say, right, I hired a coach earlier this year, actually in June. And the moment I hired the coach in my own business, like my business like catapulted within a month of me hiring that coach, right? And then I just hired another coach. I ended up having to leave that coach because it wasn't a really good fit. So I ended up, now I'm in another coach with another coach right now in my own life. And I have to say that that started in like the late November, and December has been an amazing month for me, like transformational wise, mindset wise, health wise, every aspect of my life has improved. So I totally agree. Okay, definitely Lysandra. Definitely check out the link in the description box below if you're looking to get support. And check out the link, the free alignment starter kit, so you can go through your desires and actually do this work, right? And I should have said a bonus tip is to don't just watch and learn, right? Actually do and implement this stuff, right? Because sometimes we like to have instant gratification, like, oh, I love listening to this stuff and it makes me think about it and feel about it right now, but I don't actually do the exercise or don't actually do the homework, right? I'm actually giving you things that I would tell my clients to do. So make sure you do this, right? Action is and really important. So really quickly, let me know if you guys have any questions, but if you are looking to get support and feel what it feels to work with a coach, I'm still having what I'm calling like my divine life purpose, life direction free sessions, right? 30-minute sessions. I think that's the second link in the description box below. Only for the month of December. After December, that is going away. So if you are looking to get support in that and really gaining clarity and feeling more confident in your own skin and having more clear direction for your life, then definitely check out that link in the description box below. And if you're ready to get support, check out the third, I think, link in the description box below. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm gonna stick around for a minute or so. See if you guys have any questions in regards to this. And let me know, how was your holidays, you guys? I would like, let me know how your holidays went. My holiday was pretty chill. I really enjoyed just, having some time off and relaxing and communing with my family, so it's pretty cool. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, I'm gonna hop off and go get some dinner. Cool. Doesn't look like anybody has any questions, so. Yeah, for sure, Miss Cherokee, for sure. Me too. This year, for sure, for me, I think I was thinking about my own word, for 2020 and what it really meant for me. And I think the two words that kind of came up for me was like deepening and expansion. So I totally agree. Like for me, this year was definitely all about deepening my own understanding of all these things that I teach you guys in my own life at a whole nother level, and expanding into that and stepping more fully into that in my own life. So for sure, I totally agree. This year has definitely been transformational in a lot of positive ways, I think, for me in my own life. So I'm definitely looking forward to 2021. Cool. So if you guys don't have any questions, I hope you guys are enjoying your holidays and, taking care of yourselves and really spending time with some loved ones, or spending time with yourself and doing self-care and all that stuff, self-love. And I will chat with you guys later, but as always, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what you've come to explore, experience, and traverse while on the planet. So remember, what you conceive is what you'll receive, what you expect is what you'll get, and however you feel is what will become real for you. So vibrate higher, and I will chat with you guys later. Peace, love, and light.